Hello, 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 everyone. So I'm back. I know I've been gone for quite some time because I went on vacation and had a lot to do, but I'm back with another video. So I thank you guys for tuning in. For all my newcomers, welcome to Code Black. I appreciate you. I love you. And go ahead and push that subscribe button and like button and join the family. And so let's just jump right into it, you guys. So I came across this article that basically went viral on like all platforms, social media, Facebook, and also Twitter. And I've actually have posted several times about people who in the dominant society, those in the dominant society, non-black people who are having sex with their animals. They're having sex with dogs and donkeys and cows and all kinds of animals. I mean, I've even seen one guy, he did a whole film on how he fell in love with a dolphin and had sex with a dolphin. So this is something that, is really plaguing the dominant society, like their community. It's really plaguing them. And I'm trying to figure out why are so many people going to jail. I mean, these people are going to jail. These people are even making their children engage in sexual activity with animals. And so I'm like, I don't see any other group of people, this is not an issue or problem within the Black community. This is not an issue or problem within the Latino community, and the Asian and so on and so forth. So I'm like, why are so many non-Black people in the dominant society having sex with their animals? What is going on here? And, to kind of give you guys some context, um, sex with animals used to be it used to not really be a law against it because I mean it's kind of logic, like who wants to have sex with an animal, like who does that? But it became such a problem here in the States where they actually had to ban it in almost all 50 states, with the exception of I think like 4 states. I'm not for sure. You guys can don't quote me on that, but I know most states have banned zoophilia is what they call, and they even have a term for it, you guys. They call it zoophilia. And basically what that means is people who engage in sexual activity with animals. And sexual activities can be actual, engaging in like the penetration of an animal or allowing the animal to penetrate the person or allowing the animal to lick or things like that. So that's why I keep using the word sexual activity, because there are different ways that many of the people in the dominant society engage in sex with animals. And after seeing so many articles, like it's almost like every other day there's somebody going to jail for having sex with an animal. Like it's ridiculous. And so I said, you know what? This would be a good time for me to do a video on this and kind of give you guys an idea of this epidemic. And I'm calling it an epidemic because for for whatever reason, the dominant society, the social media, they are the media, they're not really making a big deal out of this. It's kind of like, you guys know of the opioid and the meth epidemic that is going on also within the dominant society. And a lot of people are dying, so they are like not really talking about it. They're not, they're not really paying it any attention. They're not really giving it any play. And so they're kind of sweeping that particular epidemic under the rug. And, this is another epidemic. This sex with animals is another epidemic going on in their community where no one is really, calling it what it is. And so I kind of wanted to kind of go over some things that I researched with you guys, and maybe this will help you guys kind of give some context. And now I do know there are a lot of people who say, "Oh, well, Nikel, it's in their nature. That's something that goes back, hundreds of years, so on and so forth." And while that may very well be true, um, we still have to look at the other side of things, like what goes on in the mentality, the mental state where you look at an animal and you get aroused. Like that, something is mentally wrong. And I have found, like doing my research and everything, where there are actually groups out there, some in America. Most of these groups are actually outside of America. Most of them are in Europe, different places around Europe. And I'll get on that topic, in a few minutes. So just bear with me. But there are a lot of groups here in the States that are saying, hey, it's not that bad. The animals like it. They're basically trying to say that it's okay. And they are fighting to actually have the privilege of having sex with animals. You guys, if you think I am lying, I want you to look this up. Actually, let me share my screen with you guys so that you can see an article that I'm going to go over with you guys with. And, I want you guys to see this, because this is not a good look. It really isn't. And as you guys can see on the screen, the most recent story that has come out is of a man who basically had his daughters, his wife, and his ex-wife all engaging in sex together, as well as sex with the dog. You guys, this is how sick many people go to engage in deviant behavior. Now, I want to point out that that these people, they did stay in the trailer. And I believe that that kind of gives some context as well. Not that it means anything, because a lot of people who you would never even suspect who engage in some type of sexual activity, you would never even suspect that they do. Specifically, um, a lot of women, a lot of non-Black women, particularly Caucasian women, are engaging in sexual acts with their animals. It's funny because the majority of the people who are actually caught and go to jail for it are men, but the majority of people who make references of, having their dogs lick on them and stuff like that are the women, but they don't go to jail for it. I'm not for sure why, but the majority of the people that we see going to jail are the men. But make no mistake, this is not really a gender issue. This is literally a group issue. This is an epidemic that is going on within this group that has been going on for quite some time, and no one's talking about it. So I'm going to talk about it. But as you guys can see, this man was found guilty of sexually abusing his own children. So we're talking incest, you guys. He made his children have sex with him. He made his children have sex with his wife and his ex-wife. And I'm going to get on those two in a minute. And then also he made the children engage in sexual activity with the dog, you guys. This is, this is like the first time I've ever heard of this particular case. Normally it's the man, his wife, and the dog, or, the woman and the dog, or the man and dog, or the man and the sheep, or, whatever. But I had to make a video about this because you guys, I have no words. I'm like, as you guys can tell, I'm almost at a loss for words. But it was a man. He was in Las Vegas, and he's 54 years old. And I'm not going to read the whole article, you guys, but he was found guilty in February of 95 out of 120 counts of sexual assault with a minor, incest, the use of a minor in the production of pornography. And he was making porn tapes, you guys. And it was actually a child porn ring. And if you guys are familiar, have been keeping up with Hollywood, there are a lot of people coming out exposing the child porn rings that they have in Hollywood. And that's a whole nother story. But yeah, so this man, as you guys, this is him, and clearly he's in court. They have him chained up. These are the two women, his wife and his ex-wife. Now, how did he get both of these women to engage in this act with him? How? I mean, just really, how? How do you go up to a grown person and say, hey, this is what we're going to do? And then they're like, okay. And they go into, and the women, they go to jail too. Both of the women got life in prison. Now, this article did not say, it did not say how many years. No, but I think both of them, yeah, both of them got life in prison. Um, but yeah, you guys, I just kind of wanted to show you that. And also, I have more to kind of give you guys an idea of, this epidemic. Um, Me personally, I believe that, like many, this has been going on for such a very long time. It's just now that we have social media, we have a means of, something can get out, and within, literally minutes, it can go viral. And now that we have the social media, we're able to share things. Even we don't have to sit back and wait on the mainstream media to share these type of things. We can literally get on our phones, on our social media's account, and see these things floating around. And so I think that makes a big difference because, like I said, I believe that this is something that has always been in, it's always been around. Um, so I wanted to show you guys, because I kind of want to just kind of like really give you guys a good example of the epidemic that we're talking about, right? Um, I do want to mention that over in Europe, they have like, there are different countries in Europe there that are also having to ban bestiality and zoophilia and all of that because of how bad and how out of control that many people are in engaging in sex with animals. So as you guys can see from this particular article, these three men were sent to prison for having um, engaging in sexual intercourse with animals. They had goats and having sex with 12 animals, and they've been sentenced to prison. Um, I'm trying to see if they named the actual animals, and I don't see where they did in this article. But I just wanted to show this to you guys, and I also wanted to kind of give um, some context as well with Europe. This is very bad, and it goes on in Europe as well. And unfortunately, there are places in Europe where they have like whole um, animal brothels where people can go in, pay whatever they pay, and then these people go in, they have sex with like all types of farm animals. It's absolutely disgusting. And it's not really a problem that is our problem, within the Black community, but I just wanted to just bring this to the forefront and let you guys know what is really going on out here in these streets. So when you are, when you think you're doing good and you want to step outside of the realm and try to engage in some type of relationship, you better think twice, because a lot of people, this like I said, this is an epidemic. I mean, you would never even think or believe the people that engage in this, particularly with the women. And I've read stories where boyfriends have caught their girlfriend having sex with their dog, or they have sent videos to the boyfriend, things like that. So again, you guys really, really need to be on the lookout for women who engage in this activity, and women as well. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. I do want you guys to continue to like, subscribe, follow. Go ahead and like this video. Also, you guys follow me on all of my social medias, Nikel Younglove on Facebook, also on Twitter and on Instagram. I thank you guys. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And you guys go ahead and leave some comments down in the description area. I want to know your thoughts. Like, what can you add to this particular topic? I mean, so much that we can talk about, but I did not want to make this video long. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I look forward to talking to you guys on a later date. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye bye.